The rain was pounding against the windows like angry fists when I heard the garage door creak open. It was just past midnight, and I'd been dozing in the armchair with a half-read novel slipping from my lap. Sophia had messaged earlier, saying she'd be home from the bonfire party by 11. My instincts kicked in immediately. Something was off. I bolted upright and hurried to the kitchen. Flipping on the light, there she was, my 17-year-old daughter, slumped against the wall like her bones had turned to jelly. Her cheeks were streaked with mud and tears. Her curly hair matted and wild, and her denim jacket was ripped at the sleeve, exposing a fresh bruise blooming on her arm. Sophia? Oh God. What happened? I rushed to her, dropping to my knees, my hands fluttering uselessly before pulling her into a hug. She crumpled into me, her body racked with shudders that vibrated through my own chest. The sobs weren't the dramatic teen kind. These were guttural, raw, like her soul was being torn apart. I'd seen her cry before, over breakups, failed tests, the day her dad walked out for good, but this was primal, a wound that went bone deep.
Mom. He.
The words choked out between gasps, her breath hot and ragged against my neck. I rocked her gently, whispering, "Shh. Breathe. Baby. Just breathe. I've got you." But inside, my mind was a whirlwind of terror. Was it a crash? Drugs? An attack? Her fingers dug into my shirt,
Clinging like a lifeline.
It took what felt like an eternity, maybe 10 minutes, for her to steady enough to speak.
Blake.
At the party. He was drinking.
Mom.
I wanted to go home. He got so angry. My stomach knotted. Blake Harrington. Her boyfriend of 3 months. I'd never trusted him. Too polished. With that entitled grin that screamed old money. His family owned half the real estate in our suburb outside Chicago, and he carried himself like the world owed him everything. He yanked me into the woods behind the fire, Sophia continued, her voice fracturing. Pushed me down on the ground. I said no.
Mom.
I screamed it. But he held me there. His hands. Everywhere. I fought. But he was stronger. He didn't stop. The room spun. I felt the air suck out of my lungs, a vice clamping my heart. My baby girl, violated in the dirt while laughter echoed from the party. Rage ignited in my veins, hot and unyielding. But I swallowed it down. For her. How did you get away? I asked, my tone unnaturally even. Like I was counseling one of my students at the high school where I worked as a psychologist. Someone called his name from the bonfire. He loosened his grip for a second, and I kicked him. Ran through the trees. Didn't stop until I got to the car. Drove home blind from crying. 2 miles in the dark. Terrified. Alone. And I'd been here. Oblivious. Where does he live again? The question slipped out. Calm as glass. Sophia's eyes widened through her tears.
Mom. No.
His family's loaded. They own everything. People say his dad buries any trouble Blake gets into. I cupped her face, wiping away the grime. Look at me. Blake Harrington will never lay a finger on you or anyone again. Do you believe me? She nodded, hesitant, her lower lip trembling. What are you gonna do? Handle it. But first, let's get you warm and safe. I helped her upstairs, drew a steaming bath scented with lavender, and sat on the edge of the tub until her eyelids drooped from exhaustion. Tucked her in, kissed her forehead, and waited until her breathing evened out. Then, downstairs, the mask cracked. My hands trembled as I poured a glass of water. But by the time I grabbed my phone, they were steady. I scrolled to Mike, my younger brother. He ran a private investigation firm in the city. Ex-cop. With a network that dipped into shadows I pretended not to know about. The phone rang twice. Elena? It's 1 in the morning. You okay? His voice was alert. No trace of sleep.
No.
Sophia's boyfriend raped her tonight. I need your help. Silence. Then a low growl. Tell me his name. Blake Harrington. And Mike, we're not going to the cops yet. I'll be there at dawn. With gear. He hung up. Mike knew me, knew the steel beneath my calm exterior. As a psychologist, I'd spent years dissecting minds. Understanding predators. Victims. The twisted justifications people made. Boys like Blake, they thrived on power. Thought money erased consequences. But I'd make sure he learned otherwise. I didn't sleep. Instead, I fired up my laptop, diving into the Harringtons. Father, Victor Harrington. Real estate mogul. Golf buddies with judges. Mother, Lydia. Socialite with a charity facade. Blake, star athlete at private school. Instagram full of yacht parties and gym selfies. But deeper forums whispered. Rumors of dropped charges. Girls who suddenly transferred schools. By sunrise, Mike arrived. Duffel bag in hand, face etched with fury. House off. Sleeping. Traumatized, I recounted every detail. Watching his knuckles whiten on the table. That bastard. Let's bury him. Not literally. We need airtight evidence. Confessions. Patterns. Something his family's influence can't touch. Mike unpacked. Files on Blake's routines. Hacked social logs. Even sealed records hints. He's got a history. 2 girls, Mia Rodriguez. 17. Complaint filed last year. Vanished after settlement. Kayla Bennett. 16. Similar story 6 months back. I read the scraps. Bile rising. Blake bragged in private chats. Chicks like that?
They say no, but mean yes.
Dad handles the noise. Arrogance personified. Find those girls.
Mike.
I need their stories. And tail Blake every move.
On it.
What else? Set up a sting. He needs to confess on tape. Mike's eyes narrowed. Risky. Sis. Necessary. By afternoon. Mike had contacts for Mia and Kayla. I called Mia first. Voice steady. This is Elena Thompson. I'm a school psychologist. And Blake hurt my daughter last night. I need your help to stop him. Hesitation. Then tears. I can't. They threatened my family, said we'd lose everything. I'm not asking for court. Just your account. Anonymous. We're building something they can't fight. She agreed. Emailing a harrowing tale. Party assault. Silenced by payoffs. Kayla's mom was protective. But after hearing my plea, they sent theirs too, date gone wrong. Coercion in his car. Armed with that, I created Jenna, a fake profile, 16, flirty, vulnerable. Messaged Blake on a burner app. Saw you at the gym. You're hot. Face blowing a kiss, he bit immediately. Hey cutie. How old are you? 16. That cool. Age is just a number. Wanna chat more? Over days. He spilled crude boasts. Pics. Dismissals of those lying exes. Screenshots piled up. But I needed video. Mike. Friday. Lure him to a meet. Rig a car with cams. Got a van ready. Hidden feeds. I'll bring muscle, 2 guys. Silent types. Friday loomed. I told Sophia the plan's outline.
Mom.
Be careful. Always. At dusk. We parked the rigged SUV in a mall lot's shadowed edge. Mike drove. Ex-military pals Jax and Rico in back. Blake texted, here soon. Heart thumping. I waited. His red BMW pulled up. He sauntered over. Cologne reeking. Grin cocky. Opened the door, froze. Mrs. Thompson? What the? Get in. Blake. He backed up. But Mike loomed. Lady said get in.
Pale.
He complied. Locks clicked. This is kidnapping. Call the cops. Explain meeting a 16-year-old. His bravado shattered. I didn't know. Save it.
Confess.
To Sophia. Mia. Kayla. All on record. Tears streamed as he broke. Details of pinning Sophia. Ignoring pleas. Admitting past assaults for control. Dad always fixes it. Not anymore. We left him sobbing. Sent files to Detective Sarah Klein. My old contact. Arrest followed. Plea deal. 10 years. Offender list. Sophia healed. Inspired to advocate.
Justice.
Mother style. Lingered like a promise. The confession hung in the air like smoke from a dying fire. Thick and choking. Blake's shoulders heaved as he finished spilling the ugliest parts of his soul into the hidden microphone. I stared at him from the passenger seat, my face a mask of controlled fury, while Mike gripped the wheel tighter, his jaw set like granite. In the back, Jax and Rico sat like statues, their presence alone enough to keep Blake from bolting. You think that's it? I said, my voice low, slicing through his whimpers. You think saying it makes it better? You destroyed lives.
Blake.
Sophia's nightmares? Mia's therapy bills her family couldn't afford? Kayla's trust issues that might never heal. He wiped snot from his nose, eyes darting wildly.
I'm sorry.
Please, don't tell anyone. My future, college, everything. Your future? A bitter laugh escaped me. What about theirs? Sophia wanted to be a dancer. Now she flinches at loud noises. You stole pieces of them. Mike glanced at me. A silent nod. We'd planned this. Push him to the edge. Make the confession ironclad. The cameras whirred invisibly, capturing every twitch, every tear-streaked admission. Blake had detailed it all, the bonfire's glow flickering as he dragged Sophia into the underbrush. Her pleas drowned by distant music, how he'd justified it as teaching her a lesson for pulling away from him emotionally. Then the others, Mia at a lake house party, rejected publicly. So he cornered her later, Kayla on that romantic drive. Her boundaries ignored because she was teasing. His words, I felt powerful, like I could have anything.
Sickening.
Turn yourself in tomorrow, I commanded, pulling a flash drive from my pocket, backup of the audio. Plead guilty. Or this goes viral, your school, your dad's clients, every social feed. He nodded frantically. Broken. We dropped him in the lot, watching him stumble to his car like a puppet with cut strings. Driving away, the adrenaline crashed over me. Mike broke the silence. You okay, Elena? Not yet. But soon. Back home. Sophia waited, wrapped in a blanket on the couch. Her eyes searched mine as I entered. Did it work? I knelt, hugging her.
He confessed.
Everything. Detective Klein's on her way in the morning. Relief washed over her face, mingled with fresh tears. Thank you, Mom. Anything for you. That night, sleep came in fits, dreams of shadowed figures and echoing cries. Dawn brought Klein, crisp in her suit, 2 officers flanking her. I laid out the evidence on the kitchen island, printed chats, victim statements anonymized. The SUV footage, Blake's face clear, voice unmistakable. She reviewed it methodically, her expression hardening. This is solid. Federal angles with the minor solicitation. His family's pull won't matter. By 9, squad cars rolled up to the Harrington estate, a sprawling Tudor in the hills. News vans followed soon after. Victor Harrington answered in a silk robe, barking for his attorney. But Klein played a clip, Blake's voice admitting, "Dad always cleans up my messes." Silence. Blake was cuffed. Let out head down. Lydia wailed from the doorway. The arrest made headlines. Heir to real estate empire charged with multiple assaults. Whispers turned to roars. More girls emerged. Emboldened. A fourth victim. From his sophomore year, a fifth, a cousin's friend. The case snowballed. Victor tried damage control, press releases about youthful mistakes, donations to women's shelters, but it backfired. Protests outside his offices. Stocks dipping. Blake's lawyer fought dirty, claimed coercion, entrapment. But the feds held firm. Plea negotiations dragged, but with mounting testimonies, he folded. 12 years. No parole for 8. Lifetime registry. The sentencing day. Sophia and I watched from the gallery. Blake, in orange, looked small, defeated. No smirks. The judge's gavel fell like justice's hammer. Outside, Mia and Kayla waited, hugging us. "You started this," Mia said. "Gave us strength." Sophia smiled, her first real one in weeks. "We're survivors now." Therapy helped her reclaim pieces. Dance classes resumed. Slowly, friends rallied. She spoke at a school assembly on consent, her voice steady.
Me?
I returned to work, but with sharper eyes, spotting the Blakes before they struck. Mike and I shared a beer one evening. "Proud of you,
Sis.
that was masterclass." Had to be. For her. But the victory was bittersweet.
Nights.
I'd wonder how many more Blakes hid behind privilege. The system bent for them. But one mother's resolve straightened it. Blake rotted in a cell. His empire dreams dust. And Sophia? She bloomed, a testament to resilience. Revenge wasn't just punishment, it was restoration. Months blurred into a rhythm of healing and quiet vigilance. Sophia's laughter returned in spurts, first at silly cat videos, then during movie nights with popcorn fights. But shadows lingered. She'd freeze at certain songs from that party playlist, or avoid wooded parks. Therapy sessions peeled back layers, revealing the depth of the trauma. As her psychologist mom, I guided gently, but inside, a fire smoldered. The Harrington fallout rippled wide. Victor's firm lost contracts. Whispers of enabling a monster dogged him at country club lunches. Lydia stepped down from boards. Her galas boycotted. Blake's old crew distanced themselves, deleting posts like digital erasers. But I wasn't done watching. Mike kept tabs. Blake in county jail awaiting transfer. Isolated after fights with inmates who hated his type. Good. One crisp fall afternoon, Sophia came home from school beaming.
Mom.
Guess what? I got into that advocacy program, the one for teen survivors. Pride swelled in my chest. That's my girl. She'd channeled pain into purpose. Volunteering at a hotline. Her empathy a beacon. It reminded me why I'd fought so hard, not just revenge, but to forge her strength anew.
Yet.
Loose ends nagged. Rumor surfaced. Victor hiring PIs to dig dirt on us. Perhaps discredit the case. Mike confirmed it. They're sniffing around your past, Dad's abandonment, your counseling files. Let them. We're clean. But caution bred action. I fortified, changed locks, installed cams, even took self-defense classes with Sophia. Bonding amid punches and grapples. Feel that power? I'd say after a session. She'd nod, eyes fierce. Winter brought the appeal hearing. Blake's team argued undue influence, replaying SUV footage edited to show intimidation. My heart raced in the courtroom. Sophia beside me, hand in mine. Klein countered masterfully, The confession stands voluntary, detailed, corroborated. The judge denied. Relief. But no celebration. Victor glared from the back. A promise of more battles. That night, an anonymous email pinged. You ruined my son. Watch your back. Traced to a burner. But Mike's hacks linked it to a Harrington associate. They're desperate, he said over coffee. Push back. Subtly. We leaked Victor's settlement records to a journalist friend. Redacted.
But damning.
The story exploded. Tycoons cover UPS exposed. His empire cracked further. Lawsuits from past victims. IRS audits. Lydia filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable shame. Blake's letters from prison arrived, begging forgiveness, claiming reform. Sophia read one. Tore it up. Too late. Spring thawed the ground. And with it, new growth. Sophia dated tentatively a kind boy from art class, vetted by Mike. Laughter filled our home again. I reflected on that rainy night, the slam of the door, her collapse. It had shattered us, but we'd rebuilt stronger. Justice wasn't a gavel, it was persistence. Love's fierce shield. Blake learned that in his barred world. Privilege is stripped. And us, we thrived. A testament to unbroken spirits. The anniversary approached like a storm cloud, heavy with memories. 1 year since that fateful night. Sophia had transformed college-bound, majoring in social work. Her advocacy work earning scholarships. But echoes remained. Therapy ongoing. Triggers managed but present. I threw myself into work, counseling teens with similar scars, drawing from our story anonymized. Of course.
It fueled me.
Mike's updates. Blake transferred to state pen. Adjusting poorly. Good behavior elusive amid inmate hierarchies. Victor's downfall accelerated. Bankruptcy filings. Assets seized. Karma's slow grind. But then, a twist, a knock at our door. A young woman. Early 20s. Nervous fidget. Are you Elena Thompson?
I'm
Blake's half-sister. From his dad's affair. Shock rippled. Come in. Her name, Riley. She spilled. Victor's hidden family. Abuse cycles. Blake learned from him. I escaped young, but heard about your case. Wanted to apologize for them. Empathy bloomed. Not your burden. But she offered more. Documents proving Victor's bribes in past cases. Use them.
We did.
Klein reopened investigations, nailing Victor for obstruction. Arrest followed. His empire's final crumble.
Sophia met Riley.
Forging an unlikely bond, shared pain's silver lining. Summer brought closure. Blake's parole denied early. More time tacked for infractions. Sophia spoke at a rally. Survivors aren't victims forever. We're eyes. Applause thundered. Home. We celebrated with cake. To us, I toasted. Her smile, radiant. The journey taught. Revenge evolves into justice. Mending worlds. Blake's cell echoed his regrets. Our home.
Hope.
Years folded like pages in a book, each chapter building on the last. Sophia graduated college. Top of her class. Now a counselor herself, specializing in trauma recovery. Her practice buzzed with clients who saw her as a lighthouse in their storms. She'd married that art class boy. Now a graphic designer. Their home filled with sketches and laughter. A rescue dog bounding about.
Me?
Semi-retired. Authoring a book on predatory patterns in affluent families, anonymous stories, including ours. It hit bestsellers, sparking dialogues. Mike expanded his firm. Our bond unbreakable. Blake, paroled after a decade. A shadow of his former self, registry-bound. Jobless. Living in a halfway house. Whispers followed him. Victor died in prison. Heart attack amid scandals. Lydia faded into obscurity. Riley became family, holidays shared, wounds healed collectively. On quiet nights, I'd reflect. That rainy collapse ignited a fire that burned away illusions, forging unbreakable resolve. Justice wasn't vengeance, it was equilibrium restored. Sophia's daughter, my granddaughter, played in the yard, innocent and free. The cycle broken. Legacy secured.